Note, this video assumes you have some basic knowledge of the controls and interactions of H3VR. See my basics tutorial videos if you need help. H3VR has weapons and items from Team Fortress 2 via the Meat Fortress and subsequent updates. This video will go over the basic vanilla TF2 arsenal as well as the unique weapons and ammos for Meat Fortress. Starting with the general weapons found in many classes. The pistol. This works like most automatic pistols in the game, except it doesn't have a slide lock. You can still interact with the hammer with the right side of the trackpad. The shotgun. A simple pump-action shotgun with a 4+1 capacity. Nothing too unique about this one. Now for the vanilla class items. The Scout's Bat is a simple blunt weapon, but with that satisfying sound. The Scattergun is a unique lever-action shotgun. It has an internal magazine that can hold 6 + 2 rounds. With this shotgun, you will want to fire twice, emptying both barrels before cycling the lever and chambering 2 more. Remember, to force a cycle, hold trigger on your hand holding the 4 while moving the lever. The Soldier's Shovel can deal all kinds of melee damage. Sharp edges for cleaving, blunt sides for bashing, and a pokey front for stabbing. The rocket launcher is unique in that, like in TF2, it can hold 4 rockets inside. Pull the trigger to fire a rather slow-moving rocket that deals splash damage. The Pyro's Axe is just that, a simple-to-use axe. The Flamethower, once attached to the propane tank, can be fired with the trigger. However, you can adjust the flow by twisting this valve here, a smaller stream that goes further, or a large stream for up close. And yes, you can air blast by pressing in on the trackpad. The Demoman's Bottle is a fairly weak blunt damage melee weapon. The grenade launcher has a 6-shot cylinder, as it should. Left on the trackpad to open it. Trigger to launch the grenades that will bounce before detonating, unless you land a direct hit. Grenades can be stacked 3 high in a pocket, which will make it easier to fill. The Sticky Bomb launcher is loaded via stripper clip. Open it by pulling back on the bolt handle and load it like any other stripper clip. Fire via the trigger or hold the trigger down to charge a longer shot. The signal monitor will rise as you have more sticky bombs out. Press in the trackpad to detonate. The Heavy's Minigun has a large drum magazine that can be hard to line up. Try to align the square marks in the magazine with the bars on the bottom of the minigun. You'll have to fire it while holding it with both hands. The Engineer's Wrench is a basic enough blunt damage weapon, however it will find more use with the other items. The Dispenser Tippy Toy can be thrown to place a dispenser. Slam it with the wrench to charge it up. Activate it by pressing the different buttons on the front. You can heal over time, or give yourself bottomless magazines. You can even use both, which will drain it quickly. Press the center button to turn it off. Or, if you have enough charge, you could spawn a turret tippy toy. Throw it like the dispenser to place. It can be moved by grabbing it here. It will even fire as you carry it. It sadly cannot be upgraded. The turret can run out of ammo, and when that happens, you can spawn a magazine at your dispenser. The Medic's Bonesaw is a fairly weak cutting melee weapon.
Good news! We're not dying! We are going to live forever!
The Syringe Gun takes its magazine on the top, and then you'll have to pull back on the vial to ready it. It fires physical syringes that can be picked up.
Damn it! If I don't make it!
They don't deal a ton of damage on their own, but cause a lot of bleed. The Medigun can be fired by pulling forward on the handle. In Meat Fortress and other modes with friendly Sosigs, you can heal them. With the beam active, the Sosig gets an overheal and many damage resists.
Pain is mustard leaving the body!
Once the gauge on the weapon has filled, you can pull the trigger to ubercharge. This will heal yourself and make your target Sosig invulnerable. The sniper's Kukri is a cutting weapon that weirdly has a hard time severing.
Leaving the body! Yeah!
The submachine gun works like an open bolt weapon. It's pretty simple to use.
You were a tooth!
The sniper rifle is a single-shot bolt-action rifle. However, with the integrated laser and a very generous scope picture, you can easily land some big hits. The spy's balisong knife can be locked and unlocked with the trigger.
You can't make an omelet without breaking some sausages! Fur!
The spy's revolver is a standard double-action revolver, nothing too fancy here. The Invis Watch can render you invisible to Sosigs. You have to carry it in one hand and press the trigger to activate. However, if you try to hold a weapon while using the watch, it will short out the watch for 10 seconds. Try to practice the timing of coming in and out of Invis while grabbing your weapon to strike.
Each and every one of you is dog meat!
The Electro Sapper works a little differently than in TF2. Arm it by flipping both switches, and now it will start to drain its charge over time. It will emit an EMP field around it, you'll throw it at an enemy turret to disrupt it. It will continue until you turn it off or it runs out of charge, at which point it will deactivate itself and begin recharging. While H3VR doesn't have other TF2 weapons that came after the vanilla release, there are some Meat Fortress originals and variant ammos to play with. The All-Rounder is a semi-automatic rifle with a 10-round magazine. It can also be loaded via stripper clips if you wish. There are standard rounds, but it can also be loaded with flechette rounds for multi-projectile shots.
You couldn't puncture a sausage!
Or the Inferno round that can set fire to enemies and even the ground like a Molotov.
Pain is mustard leaving the body!
The Sound Check is a cartoonish 1911 that operates basically the same, except shooting a larger-than-life cartridge, like many other Meat Fortress guns.
You are the sorriest excuse!
You can also load it with the full metal Patriot rounds,
Mustard!
that are a multicolored flechette. There are also a number of TF2-style suppressors that you can affix to firearms in the All Classes tab of the item spawner. The sniper's Snag Sanger is a scopeless sniper rifle. However, it still has its laser sight and an integrated magazine for a 2+1 capacity. The last bit is a shorty version of the sniper rifle, perfect for small pockets, but still only holds one round. There are some variants of the sniper rifle ammo, like the Barbie, which is also an explosive incendiary round. It doesn't need to make contact with an enemy to ignite. Drungo does an area of effect debuff, increasing damage to enemies as well as reducing their damage done. And the Gobsmacker, an explosive concussion round that can knock down multiple enemies. The sniper also has an alternate SMG, the Bushranger's Boon. This SMG comes with a drum magazine and a higher rate of fire. You can grab the front by the shroud or the strap. The SMG ammo type has a couple of variants of its own. The Bushfire round is an incendiary round that will emit smoke, making it an offensive or defensive choice.
Puncture a sausage if you were a tooth.
The Funnel Spider round is a slow-moving, widespread flechette, perfect for close-range panic fire.
Puncture a sausage if you were a tooth.
The Spy has a new revolver, the Petite Liaison, which is a smaller, less powerful version with a built-in laser. The variant ammo for the Spy begins with the Retort, which is a Sapper and a bullet. Fire away to keep the enemy turret disabled, but only for a few seconds though. The Debuff round, which is a slow-moving bullet that removes many positive effects on Sosigs. It can break cloaks, regens, and even Ubers, as well as causing a very brief period of increased damage taken. And the Salute, which is a blinding stun round that deals no damage. The Soldier's rocket launcher can be filled with a variety of rockets. The wrong ammo is a mortar shell for angled explosive shots. To the Moon is a rocket with increased knockback and firing speed, which makes it perfect for blast jumping, something you can do with regular rockets or the sticky bomb launcher. Canned Meat is a fragmentation rocket that deals its damage through shrapnel rather than the explosion. The Rocket is an improvised explosive of rocks on a firework. It travels a few meters before exploding and delivering a flurry of projectiles in front of it. And the Rocket Pop. This rocket will freeze enemies, slowing them down in every way. It will also make them less susceptible to cutting or piercing damage, but weaker to blunt.
You can't make an omelet without breaking some...
Finally, class-specific grenades. The Sniper has an impact flash and stun grenade. The Spy has a standard smoke grenade. And the Soldier has a frag grenade with a bit of a short fuse. That is all the Meat Fortress guns as of July 4th, 2020. I look to be making a future video explaining how to use many of the other strange and unusual weapons in H3VR. Keep a lookout for that one. Thank you for watching.